Hi guys. So this is a course overview of this Composition 1 course. I'm going to go through all of the different modules and explain what they're all about, and talk a little bit about what the course is for and why we're all here. First of all, composition in college, the reason that we take 2 composition classes is because learning how to write, how to explain yourself in writing, how to defend yourself in an argument in writing, how to interpret other people's things that they're saying, are all skills that we're going to end up using all throughout your life. You'll use them, first of all, in all of your upper level classes. Once you go to junior and senior level classes at whatever institution you end up at, in those courses, you're going to have to write research papers, mostly, and that's the main way that they determine your grade in those classes. So the kind of writing that we end up doing here towards the end of the year is going to be the kind of writing that determines your grade all throughout college. In many ways, this class is teaching you how to take courses in college. So everything that you learn in here is going to be really important later on in those courses where they don't have time to teach you all of the mechanics and stuff that go into writing papers. The other reason it's important is because once you graduate and you go off to your careers, if you want a career that pays well, it's eventually going to involve a lot of writing. If you're in business, if you're going to be accountant, if you're going to be a doctor or a nurse, or you're going to be a teacher or anything like that, those are all going to require a huge amount of writing. Even if you're going to be like a welder, that's not necessarily going to require a lot of writing itself, but if eventually you get a house and some kids and you want to have a position where you aren't worried about exploding all the time and you get to sit in a desk, that position is going to require a lot of writing. So that's why we're focused so much on writing this first year that you're in college, because it's going to matter all throughout the rest of your life. So I'm going to go really quickly through these modules, and there will be other videos about each one of these, but I just want to give you kind of a heads up of how the course is going to go. The first module here, this is one that you'll complete in about a week. First, you'll have a review of the syllabus, and then you will have a video where you're going to introduce yourself and introduce yourself to everyone else in the course. It's pretty fun, it's really easy, but it's mostly to get you into the practice of using videos to communicate, which we're going to do a lot of in this class. Even though it's not like a video class or anything like that, but because we're online like this, and because being in an asynchronous online class is so detached feeling, I want to create a sense of community by having all of you guys talk to each other on videos. Then you'll have some chapter questions covering some key topics in this part of the course, and that will matter all throughout the rest of the course. Genre, topic, angle, purpose, and what are these about? Yeah, communicating clearly, and probably audience. So those are the first 4 chapters that you'll do. It'll be a lot of reading for your first week. It shouldn't be too bad though. I'm going to click on this Module 1 overview really quickly to show you how each one of these overviews works. In each one of these, you'll be able to see the assignments that you're going to do in the module. You'll be able to see the skills you're supposed to learn, and each one of them will come with a whole bunch of videos, most of which are by me, some of which are by people that I think did a better job of explaining whatever the concept is than me. For this one, you're watching the course overview. Then, yeah, there's a composition 1 intro, and there's an overview for the module. So the module overview will give you a lot more details about what the actual module is about. There's other ones also have what did I call it? Let's go to module 2 and I'll talk about this also. So this is the course overview for module 2. And concept video, that's what I was going to talk about. So the concept video is going to cover what the concepts are about that this module is about. And the literacy concept here talks about the concept of literacy and how it means more than you probably think it means. Okay. So let's look at module 2 now. In module 2, you're going to write your first major paper. It will be a literacy narrative. And if you click here, you can see what the assignment for that paper is. We will go through the whole writing process here. At first, you're going to do some stuff where you're going to learn about different concepts, the concept of memoir, what a literacy narrative is. You're going to give a video memoir to us where you tell us about a story from when you were in school. The next week after that, you're going to brainstorm and outline a literacy narrative. You're going to come up with a story to tell about literacy, and then you're going to, one that involves conflict, and then you're going to lay it out in the form of a narrative and break it down into 5 separate parts and write it out as a paper. You'll then turn it into the peer review, and all of you together will collectively peer review each other's papers. You'll peer review like 3 of the other people's, and like 3 of them will peer review yours. Then you will use that feedback to rewrite your paper. You'll turn it into me here on the assignment page. I will go through it, give you feedback on your paper, and make a video explaining what some of the main issues I saw with the class were. And then you'll have the chance to rewrite it after that. So if you turn in a paper that doesn't do very well at first, if there's a lot of problems with it or something, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it, because you will have the chance to rewrite it. And that's the same with all of these. Okay, so that's weeks 4, 2, 3, and 4. Now 5, 6, and 7 in module 3. In module 3, you will cover, you'll learn about rhetorical analysis. And what rhetorical analysis is basically explaining how something's written and if it's successful or not, and how people interpret it and stuff like that. So you'll have a bunch of concepts that you'll cover here. You'll look at ethos, pathos, logos, and kairos. You'll look at a whole bunch of other ways of interpreting an article. You will interpret a bunch of advertisements. I'll give you a big set of advertisements to look at. And then you will create an assignment where you analyze those advertisements and you find a better version of the advertisement. Next you will, so that's the first week of that module. Then next you will start working on your paper. You will find an article to rhetorically analyze. I'm going to let you pick an article that you're interested in. So something that's already interesting to you, video games, sports, whatever. And you're going to do that because that way you will know whether the writer is doing a good job or not, and you can write about that in your paper. What you'll do then is you will brainstorm that, you will outline it, then you will draft it, and then you'll go through the same process with this paper again that you did in the last one. Peer review, rewriting, turn it into me, get feedback, rewrite, and turn in a final draft. Alright, so module 4. This one you will write an argumentative paper. You will pick a subject that you're really, that you have a strong opinion about, something that you can argue that has 2 sides, and you will write a paper defending one of those sides, giving your reasons why you believe that that is the correct way to go, and also pointing out what's wrong with your opponent's arguments. So, yeah, first here you'll have some readings, some chapter questions. You'll talk about logical fallacies, which is a bunch of different ways that you can write arguments incorrectly. And you'll talk about logical fallacies that exist in your own life, because we are all guilty of committing logical fallacies at some point. So you'll give us an example of a time you or someone you know committed a logical fallacy. Okay, then you will go about brainstorming and outlining your argumentative paper. We'll talk about how to find sources and where to go to find good things to support your argument. Then you'll go through the same process again, peer review, turn in your paper, turn in your rewrites. And then now we're on to number 5. So this is the last major paper that you'll write for the course. This one is a research paper within your field of study. So what you're going to do is find a specific topic in your field of study to talk about. Like if you're going into nursing, you can talk about the issues that nurses deal with in hospice care. If you're going into teaching, you can talk about how to have good classroom management skills. Whatever works for your field of study. And you'll also learn a lot more about research here. We'll use Academic Search Complete to find some really scholarly sources. We'll write an annotated bibliography. It's going to be loads of fun. The first part of this module, you will you'll read chapter 15, which is about research. You'll answer questions about it, and you will make a video memoir, or not a video memoir. You'll make a video presentation where you talk about a time where you had to do research. And you'll go through where you had to go through the research process on your own to buy a car or find a hotel room or buy tickets for a concert or whatever it is that you needed to do. And then you'll also brainstorm some for paper 4, come up with ideas for what you could actually write about. The next week you'll go about finding sources and outlining and drafting some of your paper. And then it'll be the same process again, peer review, rewrite, turn in your paper, get feedback, rewrite, turn in your final draft. And then, so Module 6, this one you will make a presentation for your findings for paper 4. This way you can spread around your knowledge of your topic in your field of study. And so anyone else who's interested in the class can learn about that topic as well and see specific topics in specific study areas. A lot of people actually write this paper, realize what their field of study is like, and change their majors at this point. And that's a really good idea if you're going to do that, is to do it at the end of in the middle of your freshman year. So the presentations give people an opportunity to see what's going on in other people's fields. Finally, you'll do your final exam, and if you watch that module overview, you can see what the final exam is about. It's not super hard. Alright guys, so that's an overview of the course. That's all the stuff that we're going to do. It's going to be a lot of reading and a lot of writing, but you can do this, and yeah, we're going to get through it.